I don't think we are at the end of democracy in America. I do think there will be an election next year. There's a chance that there'll be interference in that election. There is a chance that, as he did in 2020, Donald Trump will say the result was different from how it actually was. But I think there will be an election in 2026, and there will be a presidential election in 2028. The Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett, who was appointed by Donald Trump in his first term, has made it very clear that the 22nd Amendment of the United States Constitution really allows a president only to serve for 2 terms. If she is saying that now, she is waving a flag to the White House. She is telling them that the Supreme Court is watching and that they do expect there to be an election in 2028. I think it's worth, though, understanding what is changing and what is not going to change, even if there is an election. America has changed over the past few years. It has become more protectionist. I think even if a Democrat is elected in 2028, you'll still see some of those protectionist tendencies. Joe Biden didn't roll back the tariffs that Donald Trump had imposed on China in his second term. It was still more heavily tariffing as a government than it had been before. I also think that America is becoming less transatlanticist. And this is something that is so important for all of you here in Bergen and in Norway and in Europe. The last transatlantic president really was Joe Biden. He came from the Cold War. He came from an era of Americans who still believed that greatest generation had it right and that the ties between Europe and America were important ties not just for Europe, but for America as well. Kamala Harris would not have been a transatlantic president. Not instinctively. She came from California. She didn't have that Cold War, Second World War background. Barack Obama was not really a transatlantic president. He too, Hawaii, it's a different sensibility. He was much more focused on that pivot to Asia. So I don't think Europeans can expect that there will be another real transatlanticist president in the way that we have had since the Second World War.